I almost collapsed, ladies, and I'm not just talking physically, I am talking mentally as well. I was absolutely burnt out, and that was because I was trying to be all things to absolutely everyone. But what I realised was that it was really affecting the way that I was sleeping, the way that I was eating, and more importantly, how I was showing up in the world, showing up for the people that I loved. And not only was I not showing up as my very best self, I also started to realise that resentment was setting in because I really, really struggled to say one word, and that word was no. Hey ladies, if you're enjoying these incredible conversations with these phenomenal women, then please hit subscribe and follow across all platforms. It's such a small way that you can help me keep bringing you these amazing stories with these women who are truly rewriting what midlife means. It really helps me serve you so much better, and it helps to reach as many women that need to hear that little whisper at this exact moment in their life. It's your time. I'm Joanne Da Costa Manuel, and as many of you know, I am super passionate about really supporting midlife women to see that this part of their life, it's such a crucial pivoting time where they can actually make the rest of their lives the best of their lives. And by just a few shifts, you can actually make a huge change to the life that you're living now. So today, I'm here to talk to you about burnout and really highlight to you that burnout, it isn't a badge of honour. It is absolutely a warning sign. One of the reasons I'm really, really passionate about speaking to you today about burnout is because this is something that ladies come to me to talk about time and time again. It's really, really high up there. So why are we burning out, ladies? Well, there are so many reasons for it. We're not able to say no. We're trying to be everything to everyone. We're the mother, we're the wife, we're working, we're holding the house together, like everything is falling on our shoulders. And actually, burnout's not just about being unable to say no, but it's just about learning how to say yes to the right things that really light you up and serve you, and no to the things that are draining you. In fact, 91% of women in midlife have said that they really, really struggle with burnout. And that's why I'm here today to help you make that shift. So, how do we start? So I've got a few top tips for you today, ladies. And I'm going to start with the first one, which is literally a very easy pause. When you feel that you're presented with a problem, or you're presented with an invitation, or you're asked to do something, before you default to your usual, sure, that's fine, no problem, I can do it, I'd like you to pause and really think for a moment. Do I want to do this? Can I actually do this? If I say yes, is this serving me, my soul, my happiness, my calendar? And if it's not, I want you to just start identifying in those moments before you make that decision about what your words are going to be. Is this right for me or isn't it? And I just want you to start practicing in the next few days. Be really conscious and really mindful when those situations come up, to take a pause, to take a breath. You can feel that moment, which might feel like hours, to just a few seconds where you just smile and then decide what you're going to say. So my first tip of the day on how to tackle this is to identify those moments, and when they happen, pause. The next thing I want you to do is to start practicing. So you can do this when you're on your own, when you're home cleaning, when you're cooking, in front of the mirror. Jump out of your comfort zone. So look, I don't know about you ladies, but this is something I literally find painful to my core. I found it really, really difficult to say no. And what I found was that I would default to saying yes because that was my comfort zone, and actually saying no was uncomfortable for me. So I started to practice it. Phrases like, I can't tonight, I'm busy, I've already committed to something else. Unfortunately not this time, but maybe next time. When you just start to practice really, really simple phrases, like even when you say them, you're like, gosh, what's the big deal? Like, this is so easy. These are simple phrases. But But if you start to just practice them the way that you feel in a relaxed state, saying them, when it comes to those moments that you might struggle a little bit, when you pause, you can go to that bank, to that library that you've got off. And you know, ladies, who it is you struggle with most. Like maybe if your husband asks you to do something, or your partner, it's literally no issues at all to tell them you can't do it. And, you know, you haven't got time, you're busy right now, you know, you default to yourself. Maybe when it comes to work, maybe when it comes to friendships, maybe when it comes to awkward family members that always kind of make you feel guilty about things. That's who you need to envision standing in front of you when you are practicing this, because that's when you're going to need to use them. So my first tip is pause. Think about it. The next part of this is to practice so that when you do pause, you're able to go to that bank and you're able to pull out some of those phrases really confidently. And the third part of this is really to identify with yourself. So ladies, if you're starting this for the first time, like I was, this all just seemed too much for me. So what I had to do was actually listen to my body. I'm sure many of you have heard about energy. Like I'm so big on energy. Like I feel like I can feel it, especially as I've got older. I can feel really good energy, absolutely. And it almost feels like a magnet. I'm kind of drawn to people that make me feel good and situations that make me feel good. And I can absolutely identify with those moments when people aren't serving me or I leave not feeling great. So I really want you to hone in on your body, on your breathing, on your heart, on your heartbeat. Are your hands getting clammy? Are you kind of stiffening up? Sometimes your body lets you know about situations that maybe in the past you never really paid huge attention to. But now I want you to really, really tune in, because your body is all yours, ladies. It's working for you each and every day. And it gives you signs. It gives you those subconscious little reminders that actually this isn't something that's good for you. So I want you to pay huge, huge attention on actually how your body feels in those moments, because they will also give you those signs that you need, that maybe this is something you need to say no to. So look, I've had moments where I've thought, okay, I know I need to say no now. And then I've started to go, oh my gosh, I can't do this. Like, what are they going to say? What are they going to think of me? Or they're going to think I'm letting them down again? Or all these little voices in your head start playing out. You know, what if this? What if this? What if this? What if this? Well, what if, ladies, you just stay where you are now and you don't move? You don't shift. What if you don't do this? What does that mean for you? Because I 100%, and I can tell you this because I've absolutely practiced this with pain and with sheer uncomfortable feelings surrounding me 24/7. When you do it, they're tiny, tiny little shifts. But when you do this, you make room for the things that really light you up. Life is too short. You only have one shot of life. I say this over and over again. I feel like in every podcast I'm saying this. But we only have one life, and we don't know when our time is going to be up. So the most precious thing that we have, any of us, regardless of money, wealth, status, is our time. Because once we've given it away, we won't get that time back again. This is our time. It's your time. Hey ladies, so I am so excited to invite you into my free Leading Ladies VIP club. It is absolutely jam-packed with celebrity tips, expert advice, and some very special exclusive invites. So look, click on the link in the description now and sign up, and I'll see you in there. So I promise you that when you start practicing this, you can reserve time for things that you love and that you enjoy. And I also promise you, when you start respecting your time and your energy, and you start putting boundaries, and I feel like when we say boundaries, we imagine these walls suddenly coming up, but they're not walls, they're pathways that are literally leading you back to yourself. This is so key, ladies. So please, please, ladies, ask yourself, what if I don't do this? What happens to me? I can promise you. So I don't know if many of you know Tony Robbins, but he's someone that I absolutely adore. And actually, I remember being in Berlin at one of his huge sort of seminars, and he talked about changing your state. And it was literally by the click of a finger. Just change your state like that. So if you're asking yourself, okay, so when can I do this? Or how quickly can this change happen? It can happen like that. The minute that you decide that you are going to create this change and this shift to serve yourself better, the next time something comes up for you, I want you to hear my voice. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time. It's your time to make a change, ladies. It's your time to change it up. It's your time to stop, to pause, to decide, which route am I going to take here? Am I going to serve others or am I going to serve myself? You're going to be really conscious of how your body is. You're going to stand tall. You're going to stand confident. You're going to say it with a smile, because this is coming from a place of love, not only for yourself, but for others. You still love these people. You still care for them. It doesn't mean by saying no that you're doing anything wrong by them. So I really want you to just really start sitting in a place of identifying who you are right now in midlife. And I can promise you that once you start to make this shift, you are going to feel so much better. I have felt the most enormous shift by making the tiniest little changes. I felt it in my body, I felt it in my nervous system, I felt it on my calendar, I felt it on my time. And so I promise you, ladies, that by doing this, you are going to start living a much more fulfilling life. So today, I'm so glad that you're able to join me for this short little segment about burnout. Please, really do try to implement them, because I promise you, without sounding cheesy, if you can start making these little shifts, you absolutely are on the road to making the rest of your life the absolute best of your life. And look, it makes me laugh actually, because I was thinking last week I had my hair cut, and my hairdresser came over and she started talking to me about her mum and her sister, and both of them, for different reasons, were feeling burnout. So look, if you've listened to this and it's helped you, but you think it might be able to help your mum or your sister or your friend or someone else who's come to you, ladies, who's also feeling the burn, please do share it with them, because we're all on this journey together. We're all standing side by side on this midlife journey, and I'm absolutely here to lift you and walk this journey with you. I'll see you soon.